Good Friday morning, everybody. It is January the 17th, and I'm Chris Allen here on the SAM channel, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, all sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Well, as you can see behind me, the current time is 7:41 as we get started on this Friday morning. The weekend is here, and it's a weekend of change in that we're going to go from really mild and unseasonably warmer air, which really we started to feel yesterday. We'll really feel it today and a little bit tomorrow before things begin to change big time. And I do mean big time. The change will be. So get ready. It's coming. We'll check temperatures here in just a moment. Let's check the Plano cam from my house here in Plano. And you can see the clear sky that's everywhere this morning. It's a bit frosty because temperatures did get a few degrees below freezing this morning. And that's pretty typical with the kind of atmosphere that we have. It's a very dry, very stable atmosphere, so not much is happening in that regard. And some of you woke up to some fog and even some freezing fog this morning. There were a few places like that around southern Kentucky. Oops, let me hit that button again. There we go. So you can see current temperatures. I'll zoom in here. A lot of the state is in the 20s and 30s. There is a lone 19 degrees that's down on the Cumberland River near Burkesville. That appears to be the coldest temperature that I'm seeing this morning, but everybody else is in the 20s and some 30s beginning to show up. Right here in Warren County, some of the coldest air, 22 up at the Corvette plant and down at the Ag Expo Center. Then you've got 23 over in Morgantown and up near Munfordville in Hart County. So temperatures will be warming today, aided by a south wind. Right now, the winds are near calm. We may start to feel a breeze popping up here as we go through the morning. We get a little more sunshine. In fact, it's a becoming breezy back into western Kentucky. You can see a wind coming out of the southeast at anywhere from 12 to 15 to 16 miles per hour. So as the sun stays out and things begin to stir, then some of the winds will begin to pick up today. And it's going to be a warm wind, though, not at first, but it will be a warmer wind that blows in here today and really warms us up probably into the mid 50s is what we're shooting for today. Here's a look at the satellite view this morning. And you can see that things are very quiet and clear. The one exception is back here into parts of Missouri and Arkansas. These are clouds, high clouds that are moving in ahead of our moisture that will be in here by tonight. Tonight, it's going to start raining. And I know you don't see anything. The radar is not showing anything anywhere close to us. So you say, how is that going to happen? How's it just going to rain just suddenly appear from out of nowhere? Well, it's actually going to appear from out of Texas. Here is the Houston, Galveston area, and you can see that there's a little bit of light rain that's trying to get going there. We go up toward Dallas, Wichita Falls, and down to Austin. You can see some shower activity there. All of that is going to move pretty rapidly northeast and be over our area by tonight. And I know it doesn't appear like, how could that happen that quickly? But it's going to, so be ready. And it will be all rain. It's not going to be anything else in there. It's just all rain. So let's go to the maps and I'll show you what to expect. Here we go. As we get into this morning, here's some of that rain I just showed you on radar that's popping up. But watch what happens as we go through the day. That moisture begins to build and spread into Oklahoma, Arkansas, parts of Louisiana, northeastern parts of Texas. That's midday. Here's this evening, and the rain starts to edge in a little closer to southwestern Kentucky. Then as we get into late tonight, I believe that's when the rain is going to take shape and take hold. As you can see, it's going to cover all of southern Kentucky, well, much of the state, actually. Pretty good rainfall overnight into early in the first half of the day tomorrow. This is a fairly fast-moving system, but with the warm air in place, it will be all rain. And even as the colder air tries to work in here, tomorrow morning, most of the moisture will be east of the colder air. So that's why we're not calling for very much in the way of any kind of snow or frozen precipitation. I think most of this will be gone by the time the cold enough air catches up with it. So while there might be, and you see here, the possibility of some flurries on the backside of this thing, there is a little piece of energy that could squeeze out a brief snow shower or flurries as we get into tomorrow night, Saturday night, and into early Sunday. You see it right there. There's that chance of some leftover snow showers or flurries. If anything, it may put down a dusting or a light coating of snow in the area, but not much more than that. But this is the first real shot of the cold air that's coming. That's going to be the bigger story as we get into next week. Here we go into Sunday morning. Here's Sunday night into Monday morning. Bitter, bitter, bitter cold. Same goes for Tuesday and Wednesday. Whew. Now there's a warm front that's going to work in here by late Wednesday into Thursday, and that will begin to warm us up. And things will begin to moderate back into the 30s as we get into next Thursday and next Friday. But there is some indication that we may be looking at another type of winter storm that's going to get going out here by next Friday, a week from today. This map does not show it, but there are indications in some of the long-term, long-range models that something like that could happen. Not saying it will, but it's certainly a possibility that we're going to watch over the coming days. Oh, I had one more graphic here. Sorry about that. Of course, it's the model blender. Got to show you that. So here's a look at the model blender. And as you can see, we go from, look at that, 55 today, breezy, warm, sunshine. We may see some increase in clouds as we get into the afternoon and evening hours. Then we start to see the rain pulling in tonight. But notice we're going to be warm enough, 42 for an overnight low. And that's going to keep everything in the form of rain, albeit a chilly rain. Then we get up to, I'm going to go closer to 50 to start your Saturday. But then as the day progresses and that cold front comes through, the rain will start to taper off and we go down to 25 for Saturday night into Sunday morning. And notice 25 up to 28. It's going to be, the temperatures are really going to be hard to even break 30 on Sunday. And with that little additional hit of light snow, there are likely to be some slick areas. I can't discount that. It all depends on how much we get. But if we're just going to get a dusting or a light coating, it will be cold enough for this stuff to stick on roadways and cause some issues maybe Sunday morning. And then Sunday night into Monday morning, some of the coldest air this winter season as we get down to 8 for an overnight low. I'm thinking we could even see some 6s or 7s. Once it gets that cold, it doesn't matter. Some places north of us could even get close to 0. Not a wind chill, but an actual temperature near 0. Then only up to about 21 or 22 on Tuesday, Monday, I should say. Then Tuesday, maybe 24 after a low of 13 or anywhere from 9 to 13. Then we do begin the moderation next Wednesday. After we get back down into the single digits, this is the 72 hours of bitter cold that I've been talking about. That's 3 days worth, almost 4, of below freezing temperatures and cold enough that if you especially have a snowpack that's still at your house and it hasn't melted away, you're more likely to be the victim of, some frozen pipes. It's possible as the ground and the surface temperatures are so cold that it could freeze your pipes. It all depends on your situation. And this is also the time that some of your batteries are going to have a hard time cranking your vehicle. The cold cranking amps, very important when you go out and buy a battery for your vehicle. I always check out the cold cranking apps. You want the most you can get. And I know vehicle batteries are really expensive. You're going to spend $200 or $300 to get one that's good, but you want those cold cranking apps because the higher that number, the easier it is for your vehicle to start in those really cold single digit temperatures. But then we see the moderation I've been talking about. Once we get into Thursday of next week, the end of next weekend, look at those numbers, back to normal. That's normal high temperature. 46 is right now the normal high temperature for this time of the year. But look how much colder than that we are going to be, especially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I hope you're ready for what's coming, because it's coming, and there's no way around it. That Arctic plunge, or that polar plunge, is going to be so significant that a lot of the country is going to feel it. Not everybody, but yeah, it's going to be brutal. Okay, this message in the chat room from Hearth and Home. Do you anticipate any travel issues Sunday afternoon or Sunday night? Like I said, if you get a little dusting or coating of snow, it's certainly possible. I really don't foresee any major problems, but it will be cold enough to where if we do get a little bit of snow, then yes. And especially on a bridge or overpass or an untreated roadway, yeah, it's more likely to happen. All right, everybody, that's your Friday morning update. I'll see you later tonight, 5, 6, and 10 on News 40, NBC, CBS, WNKY. Until then, have a great Friday and a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and God bless.